Now, I wouldn't normally begin one of our car buy reviews with a negative, but on this occasion I have to, because the car you can see behind me is the Volkswagen e-up. And as with all electric cars, range is a tiny bit of an issue. But let's ignore that electric motor for now, because more or less everything else is as you would find it on the normal up. It gets the same chunky styling, compact dimensions, and an interior that feels better built than anything else for the money. But of course the big difference is that at its heart beats an 81 horsepower electric motor, which you'll find here at the front. That's powered by a hefty lithium-ion battery pack which lies under the floor. And what that means is that there's no compromise on space. It's exactly the same as in the normal car. This may look small on the outside, but it's big on the inside. Here in the boot, for example, it may look compact, but it's actually class-leading space. You get even more once you fold down the back seats. Here in the back, well, it's pretty basic. You get a cup holder, tiny amount of storage space, but it does offer good head and legroom for a car this size, with that boxy roofline, meaning that, well, I think you could fit a couple of adults in here comfortably for a long journey. As you'd expect with an electric car, you'll pay a premium for the e-up, and this is what will put a lot of people off. But to sweeten the deal, Volkswagen has loaded the car with lots of equipment. The list includes heated front seats, climate control, Volkswagen's removable touchscreen sat-nav, automatic emergency braking and cruise control. It's just such a shame that you won't want to use half of those extras because you'll be so concerned they'll soak up the juice. Running costs are extremely cheap, and £5 worth of electricity should be enough to fully charge the car. The electric power means the e-up is also exempt from paying road tax and congestion charges, and VW offer a 3-year 60,000 mile warranty for the vehicle and an 8-year 100,000 mile cover for the battery. Now, the battery does of course add extra weight to the car, but it still feels sprightly going into corners, and the precise steering gives you plenty of confidence, and there's very little body roll, particularly for a boxy car like this. It has a really nice tight turning circle, which makes this a great car to drive around town. All in all, the e-up is just a nicer car to drive than its most obvious rival, the Renault Zoe. Now, unlike a petrol engine, the electric motor delivers all of its power instantly, which makes the e-up feel surprisingly quick off the mark. There's a really lovely power surge when you put your foot down. Now, Volkswagen quotes 0 to 60 in 12.5 seconds, which is quicker than the standard car. But if I'm being honest, I think it feels even quicker than that. Now, one of the biggest differences is the regenerative braking system, which slows the car automatically when you release the accelerator and means that you rarely need to use the brakes. It also operates the brake lights to warn other drivers. One thing I really like about the e-up is this central screen, which has got the navigation, media and telephone. And on there is all the car's information systems, and it includes a little calculator that scores how ecological your driving is and marks you out of 100. It's like being back at school. I was at 70 out of 100, it's just now dropped to 69. I'd definitely get a must try harder on that one, wouldn't I? Now, one thing I find really disconcerting about driving any electric car is how quickly the range vanishes. So since the e-up came off its trailer, I've driven for about half an hour on some local country roads and done, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 laps of the circuit here. And my range is down to 18 miles. And that's despite, as you can see, the air conditioning being turned off and the car being misted up and me wearing a very, very thick winter coat. I'm really quite pleased that this is going home on the trailer and I'm going home in my own car. And of course, you also need to bear in mind that you'll need a drive or a garage to charge up your electric car in. Price is also an issue. It's far more expensive than the normal car. But as I mentioned, Volkswagen have tried to compensate for this by offering plenty of kit. One thing they can't do much about, though, is depreciation and battery life. Doubt still hangs over the operating life of batteries, which is one of the reasons the e-up has poor resale values. You can expect it to lose 68% of its value in 3 years. If you can live with the challenges that electric driving still presents, then Volkswagen's e-up is a high-quality option that looks cute and is fun to drive. Just don't forget to turn off the heater and put on a few extra layers on a cold winter's day. If you like the sound of the ear but plan to cover longer distances, check out our review of the standard car. And if you want something a little bigger, then click on the review for the BMW i3. Click the video icon to watch our latest video, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the Carbuyer logo.